Pryor did some light tossing off the bullpen mound here at Wrigley Field. Larry Rothschild, the Cubs pitching coach, Dave Greshner, the Cubs trainer, watched Mark take a few tosses. Still no date as far as Mark Pryor's expected return, but certainly that a sight for sore eyes, seeing Mark Pryor working out on the bullpen mound here at Wrigley Field. Today's starting pitchers, a pretty intriguing matchup. Sergio Mitre threw a marvelous game last time out against the Atlanta Braves. The Cubs will get their first look at Aaron Harang, a big 6'7" performer for the Cincinnati ball club. They have never seen him in his brief major league career. Another huge crowd gathering at Wrigley Field on a midsummer day. Yes, it's the middle of April, but it sure feels a lot warmer than that. It's the Reds and Cubs, game one of a 4-game set, and all the fun comes your way next here on WGN.
The leadoff man was brought to you by Nissan and your Nissan dealer, and by Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburger restaurants.
For all John Deere owners, there's a moment. It happens before the exclusive Edge cutting system delivers its first superior cut, before you've put its legendary durability to the test, long before you benefit from the at-home support of a dedicated dealer. It's the moment. Faded blue touches bright yellow for the first time. Visit your John Deere retailer today and experience the moment for as little as $14.99. Find out which John Deere is right for you at your authorized retailer.
There are two ways to look at skincare: the girl's way or the guy's way. Introducing Gillette Complete Facial Moisturizer, the first moisturizer made for men by the people who know a man's face best. It's simple, non-greasy, fragrance-free with SPF 15. Smoother, healthy-looking skin in 14 days or your money back. New Gillette Complete Moisturizer. This is not your girlfriend's moisturizer. This is Gillette, the best a man can get.
There's just no limit to the great things And brings together. And now that includes an unlimited array of unlimited calling plans from AT&T. And can take you wherever you want to go, right from your home phone. Come together with And from AT&T.
Hey, Cubs fans, keep your eye on the ball.
Belted deep toward left. Swing and drive. The Cubs are on the board.
Every time a Cubs player hits a homer at Wrigley, you could be a winner. It's the Southwest Airlines How Far Did It Fly home run contest. After every Cubs homer, write down the distance along with your name and address and send it to WGN-TV. 10 winners will receive 2 round-trip tickets to any Southwest Airlines destination. For every Cubs homer, ask yourself, how far did it fly? From Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the Chicago Cubs. Superstation WGN is your home for great comedies. For the comedies you love, get it all right here. Superstation WGN. The following is a presentation of WGN Sports.
On a blustery Friday afternoon in Chicago, it's time to play a little long ball, and that slugger might be ready in a few years. The question is, are the Cubs and Reds ready to take on Mother Nature and each other today in game one of a 4-game weekend series? It's the first place Reds and the surging Cubs. All the action of game one of the series coming up here on WGN Sports. And hello again, everybody. This is not Greg Maddux or Greg Maddux Jr. Chip Caray, Steve Stone. It's Greg Maddux Jersey Day, and you look very fine wearing the pinstripes once again.
Well, thank you. It's number 31. When I was here, I wore number 30. Maddux had a somewhat more successful career, so we'll wear his jersey today. And there's the real thing with Greg Maddux trying to turn it around in the early going. Remember, he got off to a slow start last year, and he'll turn it around this year.
Well, as I said in Spinal Tap, he was just one more. That explains an awful lot.
Right.
One more home run would be very nice for the Cubs today. Certainly Sammy Sosa is chasing Ernie Banks, and the Cubs, Tony, have hit a lot of home runs of late.
With the wind blowing out and the Cubs having 51% of their runs scored via the home run, the Reds last in the league in percentage of runs scored via the home run. You figure they have a big advantage. The Cubs have hit 16. The Reds have hit just 7. And with Kearns out of the lineup today with a sore hand, they've got an advantage. Mitre against Harang, and I think the Cubs might have an advantage there. So let's see if the Cubs can overtake the Reds.
How about Sergio's last time out? You can't pitch any better than Sergio did. No decision down in Atlanta.
That was a redeemer for him because his first major league start was against Atlanta in Atlanta, and he got pounded around. And last time he established that he could get the breaking ball over early. As for the Reds, Harang going to the mound, and Aaron came over from the Oakland Athletics. He was their best pitcher in spring training. He's got to contend with a red-hot Michael Barrett, who's hitting .500 at home. That's among the league leaders in home cooking hitting.
Well, let's return the favor. Cincinnati handed the Cubs at the Great American Ballpark. They took 2 of 3. It's game 1 of a 4-game series here on WGN. But first, our national anthem.
You see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
brave. Chicago Cubs baseball brought to you by Bud Light. Fresh, smooth, real. It's all here. Comcast Digital Cable. More Chicago sports now in high def. The Illinois Lottery. Have a ball with the Illinois Lottery during their 30th anniversary celebration. By Pepsi. It's the cola. And by Southwest Airlines. Non-stop service to 59 destinations all across the country. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom.
Fists of Fury.
I'll kill you, bastard! I'm no bastard. I'm Bruce Lee.
The passion of a warrior.
It isn't size or strength that matters. It's focus.
And the heart of a dragon.
I beat him before. I beat him again.
The life, the love, the legend.
I don't know who the hell you are anymore.
Lauren Holly, Robert Wagner, and Jason Scott Lee.
You make me feel like I can do anything.
Dragon, the Bruce Lee story.
Saturday at 11:30 on Superstation WGN.
All 4, and another walk by Tree Living will force the skipper to make a decision here.
Hey, you've reached the bullpen. Neither Dave, your lefty, or Bill, your closer, are in right now, but you leave a message after the beep. We'll call you right back. Nice day for a ball game, hey, ladies?
Fresh, smooth, real. Bud Light.
Yeah, I'm left-handed.
It's all here.
Wait. This is Daddy's, okay? This is my blizzard. No, this is Daddy's cheesecake, okay? This is not for babies. Stop. Yeah. See? That's why I'm Daddy.
The Cheesequake Blizzard treats from Dairy Queen in strawberry, toffee, and Oreo cookie with rich chunks of real cheesecake. They're worth fighting for. DQ, something different.
You got kids?
Well, a special day at the ballpark today. Greg Maddux, Mitchell and Ness, replica jersey day. There'll be 100 lucky winners of a Greg Maddux jersey. And whether it's in high definition or low definition, it's a great giveaway. And our thanks to Mitchell and Ness for providing the giveaway today at the ballpark. And our thanks to Grant's TV and Appliances for presenting Cubs baseball at home in high definition in the greater Chicagoland area today and every day during the 2004 home campaign.
We've got a monitor up here, and you can really tell the difference. It's absolutely gorgeous in high definition, and if they pull back on the close-ups, I won't have to go to the pancake makeup, or in fact maybe just a real pancake.
Either way would be appreciated, I'm sure, by the home audience, Stoney, as would another Cub victory today and another blustery day at the ballpark. Ground balls will be very important for both Aaron Harang and Sergio Mitre this afternoon.
The Cubs get a break because Kearns is not in the lineup, Larkin's not in the lineup. In the last couple of years, the Reds have found it very difficult to field their everyday 8 for as many as 3 or 4 games in a row. When the Cubs saw the Reds in Cincinnati, they were entirely healthy, except for Larson, who's on his 2nd injury rehab already. But with Ryan Friel in the lineup, they didn't lose much. But the loss of Larkin and the loss of Kearns for any length of time hurts this team as Sammy goes out there, gets a great round of applause, and once again, it'll be a standing room only crowd. Chip, it's about 20 to 25 degrees warmer than normal this time of year. It's just a gorgeous day in Chicago.
So we should have a real fun weekend with the Cincinnati club in town. They're in first place. Cubs are looking for a 3-game win streak. If they win today, they'll have it against this Cincinnati ball club. Let's look at the Reds starting lineup as presented by their skipper and Steve's pregame guest, Dave Miley. D'Angelo Jimenez, a real pest in the opening series of the year. He will again lead off and play second base. Juan Castro in for the injured Barry Larkin at short. Then it's Ken Griffey Jr. in center field. Sean Casey, the cleanup man, hitting a cool .400. Adam Dunn is in left field. Ryan Friel over at third. Willie Mo Pena gets a start in right field with Corky Miller behind the plate. And big 6'7", 240-pound right-hander Aaron Harang goes to the mound for the Reds.
Let's take a look at the Cubs Pepsi defense. Pepsi, it's the cola. Alou, Patterson, and Sosa left to right. You're looking at Aramis Ramirez, who's had a great start with the bat and the glove. Gonzalez, Walker, and Lee round out the infield with Michael Barrett behind the plate. Sergio Mitre on the mound. There's a look at Sergio coming off by far his best major league start. He threw as well as anybody can throw against the Braves in their ballpark. He limited them to 2 runs, one of them scoring after he departed. Probably should have had the win in that one. Didn't get it. But the young man made amends for the first major league start against the Braves. He got the curveball and slider over early in that one, established that he could get a 3rd pitch over, and after that had good control and moved it in and out. And Chip, the challenge today is don't give up any long fly balls because they'll go out of the ballpark. And you got Sean Casey, who hits like a demon against the Cubs, and he's always a big factor.
And he has yet to hit a home run on the season, a trend that we hope continues until well after the Reds leave town. D'Angelo Jimenez set to go. He'll lead off for the Cincinnati club. A .432 on base percentage has Jimenez. He's walked a lot and he's hitting a cool .310. While starting the game for the Reds, and Sergio Mitre delivers a quick strike. Our home plate umpire, as you saw, C.B. Buckner today on a sparkling day in Chicago.
None of these Reds have seen Mitre. He hasn't seen any of them, but D'Angelo Jimenez had a great year last year for the Reds.
And quickly 0-2.
I don't know what happened to him on the White Sox. He didn't play very well. He was hitting in the 250s. They moved him along to Cincinnati, and I guess the shift in leagues or something else propelled him to a .290 batting average for the Reds, and they love him at the top of the order.
Mitre backs him off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Great question from an emailer today, Richard Walker from Swannanoa, North Carolina.
My favorite town.
What effect does the wind have on pitched balls on a day like today at Wrigley Field? Is his question. Grounded to the right side. Derek Lee can't get it, nor can Walker. And Jimenez, with a 5-game hit streak, singles into right field.
Well, it is a real good question, and because, Chip, the stands don't affect anything that goes on the mound, it has no effect whatsoever. What it has an effect on is anytime the ball gets above the stands, most fly balls go above the stands. So when the wind is blowing out from the south, as it was yesterday and as it is today, that high fly ball that gets above the stands is blown out of the park. But as far as in the pitcher's face, you don't feel it at all. It doesn't swirl near as much here as it does in the San Francisco ballpark or a couple of others, even in Colorado.
Juan Castro, the hitter, playing for the injured Barry Larkin. Dave Miley telling Steve before the game that Larkin's forearm still causing him some problems. He could pinch hit today, and they're hoping to have him in the lineup sometime this weekend.
And if the Reds had tied up the ball game yesterday against the Phillies, they would have had to put Larkin in the game. So in an emergency, he can play. But that forearm and elbow still a little tender. They get probably a lot more range with Castro in the middle infield, but they lose a little with the bat.
Back to first goes Jimenez, who has attempted just 1 stolen base on this season. The Reds, one of the big surprises in the major leagues this year. Cincinnati, the 2nd best earned run average in the National League after a dreadful performance by their starting staff last year. Mitre missed the corner to Castro, a ball and a strike.
On a day like today, you can't take Castro for granted. He hit 9 home runs last year. It's not a high total, but you don't have to hit the ball very hard to get it out of the ballpark. The Cubs would dearly love to turn 2. The Reds don't run all that often.
1 ball, 1 strike, top of the first inning here at Wrigley Field. Cincinnati saw their bullpen let a lead get away from them yesterday in Philadelphia. That doesn't happen often with this Reds ball club. Phillies came back to beat Ryan Wagner and Cincinnati 6-4 yesterday. A ball and a strike for Mitre, and that's smacked into center field. Patterson playing the other way, plays it on a third hop. Around second, heading to third, Jimenez, and big trouble brewing for Cincinnati here in the top of the first. First and third, nobody out, with Griffey, Casey, and Dunn coming up.
This is where having Ken Griffey in your lineup makes it real difficult for the opposing pitcher. That fastball is up and out over the plate. Mitre missed his spot, and Castro hit the ball awfully hard. Jimenez, taking a look at where Patterson is, knows that he can coast into third base without a play. So runners at the corners, nobody out. And the one man on this ball club that can hit the ball out of the park in any direction. They're not playing him near as severe a shift here in Wrigley Field as they did in Cincinnati.
That one rocketed down the right field line by Griffey. No balls and a strike. Griffey with 483 lifetime home runs is the subject of our Hotels.com on the road segment. Griffey has not hit the ball very well here in Chicago.
You got to keep the ball away from him and hope he tries to pull it into a double play.
He tried but missed too far away. 1-1 your count. It's been injury plagued year after injury plagued year for Griffey since coming over from the Seattle Mariners.
His stroke is in pretty good shape after a very tough spring. He hit the ball well against the Cubs in Cincinnati.
And they stay away, and missing outside. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, Sergio, so far in the early going, hasn't done what he did for close to 7 innings in Atlanta, and that's get the breaking ball over the plate. Going to try to throw the fastball away and try to force him to pull it.
Dangerous pitch, 2-1. That one pops away from Barrett, and Jimenez is coming home. Michael slips and falls, can't make a play.
It's got to be a pass ball.
Castro to second, and Cincinnati leads by a run.
We'll take another look at it. I don't believe from this angle it was in the dirt. And Barrett called for the fastball away, knew it was coming, just plain missed it. That'll be a pass ball.
So a pass ball brings home Jimenez. Castro in scoring position, and a dangerous count to Griffey. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Casey's a good double play man. I'd be real careful with Griffey here.
Two are on with nobody out.
Well, we'll see how long Larry Rothschild wants to let Sergio out there without going out to see him. So far, he doesn't have real good control. He's been wild in the strike zone when he's gotten it in the strike zone, and he faces their hottest hitter with nobody out and 2 on. The big advantage with Casey is he can't run at all. It'd be a 2 if he hit the ball on the ground.
You recall the first inning down in Atlanta, Sergio was a little bit shaky. A run, 2 hits, a walk as well down at Turner Field. He fell behind that one 1-0. He's down here 1-0 with Sean Casey digging in.
Well, he's got to get a good feeling for that outside corner, because right now he's aiming at the corner, and with the movement it's taking it a good 6-8 inches outside. That's really a mechanical problem of staying closed a little bit longer, and I'm sure Larry Rothschild will have picked that up.
2 on, nobody out. And that one lined down the left field line. That's real trouble. That's in the corner. Castro's going to score. Griffey around second on his way to third. He'll be stopped. They're at second and third with nobody out, and Cincinnati leads by a pair.
That's what makes Sean Casey such a dangerous hitter. The ability to take it to all fields. And now Larry Rothschild comes out to talk with Mitre. He got that fastball up and out over the plate, and Casey sliced it down the line for RBI number 9. Look at the location. He wanted it inside. It got the upper third of the plate, and Casey, who's a terrific hitter, hits it right into the door.
So things not going particularly well for the Cubs at the moment. It's 2-0 Cincinnati, and Adam Dunn, the Reds hitter. Still nobody out in our first inning, and you talk about players trying to have big comeback years. You're looking at one in that left-hand batter's box for Cincinnati. Dunn has hit 4 home runs already this year, all of them the tape measure variety.
Well, he had 27 last year, but he fanned 126 times and hit just 215.
Trey misses downstairs. Ball 1 low to Adam Dunn, a former college football prospect. Signed to play pro baseball instead of going to Texas.
Chris Chambliss has worked long and hard with him. We'll tell you some of the adjustments.
That one splits the plate. It's even 1-1.
He had a wide open stance last year, and it made his stroke a little longer than Chris liked. So he closed him up. His feet are almost even, and he wants him to use center field and left center if he could on occasion.
Popped him up. Wynn's going to push that back, you figure. Derek Lee and Michael Barrett. Michael couldn't find it. Lee did. There's your first big out.
Well, I don't know if it's a mask chip, but that's the second time that there was a pop-up straight up, and Michael Barrett had no idea where it was. Fortunately, Derek Lee, now getting the intricacies of this ballpark down, he knew that that one would stay in play. This is popped straight up the chute. You see Barrett, he doesn't know where it is. He's got no idea. It blows so far away from him that he's calling for it, but he's not in the neighborhood of the pop-up. And Derek Lee makes the catch well away from Barrett.
Fortunately, Derek made the play, and fortunately, Sergio was covering the plate as Ryan Friel stands in. Friel playing very well. Brandon Larson, as you mentioned, on an injury rehab assignment. And Friel, a real hustling, do-it-all kind of ball player for the Reds, off to a good start.
He's got tremendous speed and generally will make contact.
Not that time as it pops off Barrett. Michael having a little trouble catching the baseball early. 1 ball, 1 strike, your count. 3 Cincinnati hits here in the first inning, and a passed ball has scored 1 of their 2 runs.
Friel, one of the few guys on this team that you really have to worry about in the stolen base department. They've only swiped 3. They've only tried 4 times.
Line to second. 2 outs. Boy, you hold these guys to 2 considering the situation. That's a job really well done. Here's Willie Mopena.
Fortunately, Todd Walker was in perfect position as Friel hit the ball as hard as you can hit it, but nothing to show for it. Now you have a man who strikes out an awful lot. Willie Mo cannot get around on the fastball in on his hands. And then he has a tendency, like so many young players, to make the adjustment for that pitch, and you can throw all kinds of breaking balls away. But you want to make sure that you don't throw it in the dirt with Griffey at third.
Pena's only 22 years old, and the Reds really don't have a place to play him every day, and that's the real problem for him. They can't send him to the minor leagues. He's out of options. They think somebody else would probably claim him and put him in their minor league system and let him grow and develop. He's got to try to do that at the major league level, and as you said, it's been tough going for him. Tremendous power when he makes contact. This year, 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. 1 ball, 1 strike to Willie Mopena.
It's real tough for a young player forced into staying on the bench for a ball club, not getting those at bats in the minor leagues that you really need. And if you have a long stroke, contact is really difficult. He wants something up here, try to throw it by him.
A little too high. Pena was originally signed by the Mets out of the Dominican Republic, but apparently he was too young. That contract was voided by the major leagues. The Yankees then gave him a 5-year contract in 1999. Then the Reds got him for Drew Henson. And Pena did not swing, and he's ahead in the count. 3 balls and a strike.
Well, you've got first base open. Pena doesn't hit a breaking ball very well, and you've got Corky Miller in the on-deck circle, and he's yet to record a base hit.
fact, no one in the lower third of the Reds lineup today has yet hit safely. 3-1 the count. Bases are loaded with 2 outs for the Reds. Second walk of the inning. So Griffey at third, Casey at second, Pena to first, and Corky Miller, the Reds' backup catcher, hits for the first time today.
This could turn out to be the most important at bat for Mitre. If you get Miller and you give up just 2, you know your ball club's going to score with the wind blowing out. You give up a base hit here, you've got some problems.
Bases full of Reds here in the first for Corky Miller, and he couldn't pull the trigger. Strike 1.
Jason LaRue and Corky Miller, the catching tandem, both right-hand hitters. Last year Miller hit .267, respectable, but only 30 at bats.
That missed the inside corner. Catching in Cincinnati these days has got to be a real tough act to follow when you think about Johnny Bench, who starred for so many years with the Big Red Machine.
And here I thought the comparison to Bill Plummer was what you were going for.
Well, that too. He was
a good catcher and thrower.
1-1. That's off the plate. Come on, Sergio. 2 balls and a strike. No place to put Corky Miller.
That was a good play by Barrett as he shifted to his right. There's a look at the gigantic right-hander, Aaron Harang. Good movement by Barrett as he saves a run.
2 runs, 3 Cincinnati hits so far here in the first inning. And the 2-1 pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Alex to his left. Flips to Todd Walker, and Mitre does minimize the damage. The Reds get 2. Heck of a job to wiggle off the hook without any further damage. Here come the Cubs in the first.
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines from Chicago Midway to select cities in the Midwest for just $34 when you purchase by April 26th.
You are now free to move about the country.
If a relaxing moment turns into the right moment, will you be ready? Introducing Cialis, the first tablet for erectile dysfunction that gives you up to 36 hours to choose the moment that's right for you and your partner. New Cialis goes to work fast and can work for up to 36 hours. Cialis is not for everyone. If you take nitrates for chest pain or certain alpha blockers for prostate problems or high blood pressure, do not take Cialis. Such combinations could cause a sudden unsafe drop in blood pressure. Don't drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. The most common side effects were headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. Erections lasting longer than 4 hours, though rare, require immediate medical help. Discuss your health status with your doctor to ensure Cialis is right for you and you are healthy enough for sexual activity. Ask your doctor if a free sample of prescription Cialis is right for you. 36-hour Cialis. When the moment is right, will you be ready?
While waiting for an organ
Always
transplant.
great to see Jesse White, fine Secretary of State of the great state of Illinois. He was on hand to throw out a ceremonial first pitch today.
Jesse White.
And Jesse White very much involved in a great program involving organ donation in the state of Illinois. And a nice first pitch to start a beautiful weekend of Cubs baseball. Here is the Cubs starting lineup presented by Pepsi. Pepsi, it's the cola. Todd Walker leads off at second. He's a former Cincinnati Red. Corey Patterson bats second. Then it's Sammy Sosa, Moises Alou, and Aramis Ramirez over at third base. Derek Lee, the Cub first baseman. Hot hitting Michael Barrett, the catcher. Alex Gonzalez at short. And Sergio Mitre will bat ninth.
Let's take a look at the Reds defense. You're looking at a perennial Gold Glove and Ken Griffey. It's Dunn, Griffey, and Pena left to right with Friel, Castro, Jimenez, and Casey in the infield. Corky Miller behind the plate. Aaron Harang on the hill. Despite his gigantic size at 6'7", in the neighborhood of 240, he doesn't throw that hard. He does have a good straight change, and we talked to the Hall of Famer Marty Brenham, and he said that in spring training this was their most impressive pitcher.
They got him from the Oakland organization in the Jose Guillen trade last season. As you see, the paying customers using public transportation to get to the ballpark, and it's going to be a big weekend at the gate for the Cubs and Reds here at Wrigley Field.
And of course, I would encourage you to look into that to get to the ballpark.
Well, who would pay for your gas if you don't pick me up? 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, you have a point there. Okay, forget that.
Exactly. Todd Walker at 318 on the year, and that's a swinging strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's topping out around 90, 91 miles an hour. Harang has got to move the ball in and out. I don't think Walker has seen his changeup, but he's likely to see it here.
That ball in on his hands and out of play.
Todd Walker has hit wherever he's gone. And as you can see with the Reds, they certainly liked his bat. That's not unusual, hitting .298. He's a lifetime .290 major league hitter.
And in the dirt, Walker swings over the top.
Well, that's a changeup. If you haven't seen it, and it was set up by 2 inside fastballs, it's particularly good. You see Miller setting up in case it is in the dirt. Walker swings and misses, and Corky Miller applies the tag. Good straight change by Harang, and that's really his mainstay. You got to watch the first pitch to Patterson. He'll jump on it if it's in the park.
Corey hitting .258 with a couple of home runs. Cincinnati 2 runs, 3 hits in the first inning. That's off the plate. Ball 1 to center fielder Corey Patterson.
Harang originally drafted by the Texas Rangers in the 6th round of the June 1999 draft.
And he apparently got a message from somebody that there was a starting rotation job to be won, and he started winning it in the offseason. Steve, he really went on a diet, got his body fat down, lost 20 pounds. As you mentioned, was terrific from the opening bell down in Florida.
He's only 25 years old. And if he stays healthy and throws strikes with that changeup, he can be a force.
That's pulled past Casey into right field. Willie Mopena is going to come over and try to hold Patterson to 1. Corey flying around first with a sliding double.
Well, there's a case of knowing that a guy has a strong arm in Willie Mopena, but he takes a long time setting up and getting rid of it. Pena got to the ball quickly enough to throw out Patterson at second base. But he took so long to deliver the ball that Corey was able to beat the play. He takes it right down the line past Casey, and then thinking double all the way, rounds first base aggressively, and here's Pena. He's got it, but he takes a little bit of time, and the ball gets away at second. Would have beat the play even if the throw was corralled at second.
So Corey, with his first double of the year, brings up Sammy, who's hit 43 career home runs against the Cincinnati Reds, more than any other team in the major leagues. And of course, Sammy still 1 home run shy of tying Ernie Banks' record of 512 in a Cub uniform. One ball, 1 strike.
Well, the emergence of Harang in the starting rotation allowed them, and this was their game plan, to put Danny Graves back in the bullpen where he belongs. And Graves has responded with 4 saves in the early going. Armando Benitez has 6 for the Florida Marlins,
who are off to a flying start. Marlins have a 30 consecutive innings scoreless string going for their pitching staff, and they'll take that into Atlanta later on tonight. 2 balls, 1 strike. Corey Patterson at second. Reds by a pair. We're in the first. Now Sammy in the driver's seat at 3-1.
This should be the guy that Sammy hits well, because he knows he can't throw the ball hard enough to throw it by him inside. And Harang doesn't have a real great breaking ball. He's got a good straight change, but Sammy waits back on those pretty well.
Two on, 1 out for Moises Alou.
Yesterday, Moises Alou on a hanging breaking ball took advantage of the wind and just barely got it out. The Cubs hit 4 against Josh Fogg.
And beat the Pirates 10-5 in the series wrap-up. So Moises with 3 homers, 8 driven in to work here in the Cubs' first inning. 1 ball, no strikes. How tough is it, Steve, as a young pitcher to come into this ballpark for the first time with the wind blowing the way it is and just trust your stuff? I mean, does the wind start to psych you out more than the opposing hitters at any point?
Well, it wouldn't at this point because the wind is dying down a great deal. But normally it is a factor.
Alou, a little pop, shallow right center field. Can Jimenez catch up? Pena can't. It'll drop safely. And all hands aboard for the Cubs. Bases loaded on a blue pit to shallow right center.
Now, if Pena comes in under control and picks that ball up on a hop, he's going to get a force out at second base because there's nothing Sammy can do. He can't go 3/4 of the way. He has to go halfway. And the fact that it bounds away from Pena allowed Sammy to get into second base. Turns into a base hit for Alou and loads the bases. Right here, the ball gets away, and there's no play anywhere.
Well, Aramis Ramirez hit a 3-run homer in the first yesterday. What a time this would be for his 4th career grand slam. Bases full of Cubs, only 1 out, and a wicked cut for a strike.
Last year, this Reds team was the worst defensive team in the National League. And this is not the starting lineup that they envisioned. They wanted Larson at 3rd, Larkin at short. They've got Friel and Castro.
And Dave Miley from the opening day of spring training said this team has to play better fundamentally, and they have. They've gone from worst in defense to 5th in the league so far this year.
Yes, but it's early.
Exactly. 1 strike to Aramis. Home run cut, and he fouled it back. 0-2.
We've seen Adam Dunn with a real tough time of it in left field. This team just has a hard time staying healthy. They set all kinds of team records last year for players used and everything else.
Patterson, Sosa, and Alou are aboard. The 2-strike pitch. Good stop by Miller. 1 ball, 2 strikes your count. Buckle your seatbelts, fans. It figures to be an offensive showdown all weekend long with the Reds. Still some time for that youngster to see the error of his ways. 1-2 now. Thomas lays off. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
If you make Harang throw strikes, you're going to be in good shape. He depends on getting you out of the strike zone because his stuff is a little short. So he has to get ahead and get you out on pitches that dip and dive out of the zone. Swing at strikes, should be in good shape.
Base hit left field. That'll score Patterson. Sammy will be held at 3rd as Dunn comes up ready to fire. It's 2-1.
Harang made a mistake. He got that fastball right down the middle of the plate. And again, he's not going to be able to fool anybody in the zone. Ramirez took it into left field. It was hit so hard, and Dunn was fairly shallow. But the Cubs could only score 1, but they cut the lead in half.
And that'll bring up Derek Lee, the Cub first baseman, who hit his first home run against Cincinnati on April 7th. Both Mitre and Harang, youngsters having to work overtime in their respective first innings. That almost hit him. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, they try to keep the fastball inside on Lee because he has long arms. But that one too far inside, and when Harang falls behind, it'll mean Cub runs.
That's inside again. 2-0 your count.
Last year, these Reds used 17 different starting pitchers and 57 players on the roster overall, most in the major leagues.
Grounded toward 3rd. Friel gobbles that up, and Jimenez turns it nicely at 2nd. Derek grounds into an inning-ending double play. The Cubs, though, pull to within a run after 1. Reds lead it 2-1.
Hi, you guys. Wiener World. What's going on? Yeah, Wiener World. No? Hi, guys.
All I can say is that my life is pretty plain. I like watching the puddles gather rain.
Hot dogs love Pepsi? Pepsi loves hot dogs. Pepsi, it's the cola.
Get ready to use your imagination at Rosemont Theater April 22nd through the 25th. Tickets are on sale now at the box office and all Ticketmaster locations.
Jim Brewer here. Gonna show you how the new Right Guard Extreme Power Caps work. Power Caps are little balls of extra odor fighters. Let's say these guys represent odor, and the balls my friend Randy Johnson has here represent the Power Caps. Power Caps destroy odors on contact. Get extreme, get Right Guard. You do not want to be odor right now.
Now Right Guard has the strongest gel. It even keeps you drier than a stick.
Foot odor. Now there's a whole new way to fight it. Only Odor Eaters has new Zorbitex technology to absorb 110% of its weight in sweat and destroy odor on contact. The most powerful Odor Eaters foot powder ever.
My lawn is really my pride and joy. I know it's weed-free, I know it's dandelion-free. I do it by using Scott's Turf Builder Plus 2. The light granule sticks to that wet leaf much easier than a heavy granule, which would fall off. It doesn't stick, it just doesn't work. I think it's the greatest product ever made.
There's just no limit to the great things and brings together. And now that includes an unlimited array of unlimited calling plans from AT&T. And can take you wherever you want to go, right from your home phone. Come together with and from AT&T.
2-1 game now as Reds pitcher Aaron Harang stands in that batter's box, an inviting target at 6'7".
Well, he's 1 for 23. That's even more inviting lifetime.
Off the plate from Sergio, a ball and a strike. Reds are in the midst of a 14 out of 17 games played on the road stretch. They'll finish up this series, go home, take on the Braves, then hit the road again. After this series, Cubs will briefly go to Pittsburgh for 3, then come home to take on the Mets. Then we go to Arizona and then get our first look at the Cardinals. Final day of April and the first several days of May. 2-2 to Harang.
I would say with Harang, you know his heart is willing, but that front foot isn't. And if you keep the fastball on the outside corner, this will be a strikeout.
Lined out of play by Harang. It's still 2-2. Speaking of St. Louis, hope my Uncle Chris Carey's feeling well today. He's watching our broadcast on the Superstation this afternoon. The 2-2. Line down the right field line and out of play.
Got to keep it down a little bit. This guy's 6'7", and he wants to see it between his numbers and the Cincinnati. Sergio would like to keep pitches to a minimum this inning.
There's a good way to start. Harang's down on strikes. Back to the top we go, and D'Angelo Jimenez.
This guy has shown us that he's a pretty good hitter from both sides of the plate, but especially as a left-hand hitter.
He scored the game's first run on a passed ball in the top of the first inning. And that's in for a strike to Jimenez. 0-1 your count. The other big league action later on tonight. Colorado's in St. Louis. Houston will entertain Milwaukee. Pittsburgh visits the Mets. That wraps up the division play in the Central. 1-1 pitch is rolled foul past first. Jimenez down.
Well, you see that 429 as a right-hand hitter, but that's in only 7 at-bats. As the season goes on, he's going to hit a lot better as a left-hand hitter. And if you're playing outfield today, you have to look at those flags almost pitch to pitch, because where the wind was dead earlier, it's blowing briskly right now, and it's going to drastically change how far the ball is going to carry. It looks to be about 10 to 15 miles an hour. When the Cubs hit briefly, there was no wind at all.
Doesn't seem fair. The 2-2 is right down the middle. Jimenez was guessing ball. 2 outs.
C.B. Buckner rang him up, and Jimenez didn't like it. He thought that pitch was high. We'll watch it again. That's a letter high fastball. The Southwest Airlines plain view camera will take a look at a pitch that had the outside corner and apparently was equally good vertically.
Here's Castro. And that one all the way to the backstop. Again, if you're just joining us for the first time this year on WGN, new look at the ballpark. 3 new rows of seats directly behind home plate. And architecturally speaking, they blend in so beautifully you almost wouldn't know it unless someone pointed them out to you. A bird's eye view for the fans sitting in those 213 new seats. The only clue is that little wall that protects the ball boys by the third base and first base dugouts.
But if you're down that close, and you're a lot closer than you used to be, you really have to be heads up for foul balls because they come back in a hurry. But what a view of the ballpark.
2-1 pitch. Aramis Ramirez. What a pickup at third. That'll be on the highlight reel this season. Ramirez spoils Castro's bid for a hit, and Mitre has a 1-2-3 top of the second.
One of Becker's patients has a problem.
He's dead. You're going to have to call the family.
But the sympathy call's a dead end.
Will you please shut up? I'm trying to get these people to call me back so I can tell them their father's dead.
Now he's got to face the family.
Your father passed away.
Grandpa's dead?
Next, Becker.
Sorry I'm late.
I see dead people.
Tonight at 11 Eastern on Superstation WGN.
Come on, come on. The fact is, all light beers are low in carbs.
Feel good, don't it?
This is for you and your crew. The ones that's true will always love you, no matter what you do.
Choose on taste. Fresh, smooth, real. It's all here.
Honey, would you be a dear and pick up your brother?
Faster?
Brother, soccer 6.
Good. What on earth could you and your grandma be talking about for 3 minutes?
Mom, I didn't make the squad.
Is your family's wireless plan costing you a fortune? Take your number to T-Mobile, where families talk free.
Free? Free.
Now, families talk free. 2 lines, just $49.99.
T-Mobile, get more.
If a Cubs player hits a homer today, write down the distance and player's name and send it to WGN-TV. You could win 2 round-trip tickets to any Southwest Airlines destination.
These 3 generations have something to fight for. Diamonds. Got a blast. Diamonds.
Saturday at 8 on Superstation WGN.
The Cubs team RBI leader at this point in the season is leading off the 2nd inning. That's Michael Barrett with 3 homers and 9 driven in already, including his first career multi-home run game here yesterday.
Michael is swinging the bat very well, and he's now moved up 1 spot in the batting order. Alex, who's struggling somewhat, has moved down a spot, and Dusty usually goes with the hot bat, and Michael Barrett is one of the real hot bats on the team.
And he works the count to 3 balls, no strikes.
Today I'd give him the 3-0 green light. It's early. He's hitting the ball well, and if Harang gets the ball in the zone middle in, he's going to hit it hard. Now that's a good pitch to take. That was a pitcher's pitch. It was on the outer portion of the plate, a little above the knee. Can't do anything with it. You might as well take it. You're well ahead in the at bat.
That one lined into center field. Boy, a good approach by Barrett, whose fine work at home continues. He leads off the 2nd with his first base hit of the day.
Well, he got a little too much of the plate with this one. At 3-1, that ball is down, but Barrett goes right down and gets it. That was a philosophy of Tony Gwynn, as you all know, an all-world hitter. He said, if I take a 5 or 6 pitch at bat, one of those pitches, the pitcher's going to get too much of the plate. So I never get myself out on his pitch. I wait for mine. Very few hitters have the patience to do that.
At 3,000 hits, he's on his way to immortality. No balls and a strike to Cubs shortstop Alex Gonzalez. A 5-game hit streak for Alex as his batting average up to 200. Let's see if he can drive a ball to a gap someplace as we Approach the top of the hour here at Wrigley. 0-2. All the baseball eyes will turn to the American League tonight. The Red Sox and the Yankees get going at Fenway Park tonight. That's over the inside corner. 3 real good pitches. Takes care of Alex. Sergio Mitre will hit next. Before he does, let's pause for station identification.
You're watching Superstation WGN, your home for your favorite sports.
Steve Stone, Chip Caray back at Wrigley Field. And here's Sergio talking with Gary Matthews, the hitting coach of the Cubs. This is a real good hitting staff, and he might have placed this young man right at the top of the list.
I wouldn't bunt him here. I'd let him swing.
He does bunt hard back to the mound. Harang has one play, and he makes it. Nobody's covering third. Barrett tried to get a little greedy, and the Reds recovered. Friel's great speed cuts off Barrett, and the Cubs run themselves out of the second inning of play. No runs, 1 hit, none left. 2-1 your score after 2.
Hot dogs love Pepsi. Pepsi loves hot dogs. Pepsi. It's the cola.
Get ready to use your imagination at Rosemont Theater April 22nd through the 25th. Tickets are on sale now at the box office and all Ticketmaster locations.
A short time ago, this woman was limited by her mobility. A month ago, this man wasn't even able to get around his house. These are people who chose mobility, and they chose the scooter store. If you're living with limited mobility, call the scooter store today. I guarantee no other company will work hard to make you mobile. If we pre-qualify you for a new scooter or power chair and Medicare denies your claim, the scooter store allows you to keep your scooter or power chair at no cost. That's the scooter store guarantee.
I expected they'd help me file some paperwork with Medicare and my insurance. I never expected them to be so nice or to work so hard to get me a power chair at no cost to me.
You don't qualify for Medicare? No problem. We'll work with your insurance company, even help with financing. If there's a way, we'll find it.
Call the scooter store for free information today.
Call 1-800-203-8282 for free information. That number again is 1-800-203-8282.
Hey, sensor users, think you've got the best shave? Well, it just got better. 2 blades became 3. Introducing Gillette Sensor 3, the best sensor shave ever. So now, think 3. New Sensor 3 from Gillette.
Lawn weeds. Some products will kill them, but they'll burn holes in your lawn too. The solution? Ortho Weed Be Gone. It kills the toughest weeds without ever harming your grass. Guaranteed. Ortho Weed Be Gone. Kills weeds, not lawns.
Well, how about this double play to end the Cubs' second, Steve?
Well, they get the sacrifice. That part of it's good. But the base running by Barrett isn't good. He sees nobody covering third, but all of a sudden there's a whole lot of people there, and Barrett doesn't exactly run that well, so the Cubs get taken out of the inning. And now you've got to subdue the Reds' offense.
Griffey, Casey, and Dunn, the lefties coming up. And Griffey breaks his bat and rolls out. Good start to the third, even more so because Ralph Campagna joins us to tell us about the 15th annual Bozo Ball. Ralph, great to see you.
Great to see you again.
Happy
Chip.
New Year.
Steve, it's great to be here with you.
Hard to believe it's here already, huh?
Can this be the 15th anniversary? 15 years ago, Dennis Fitzsimons, the great leader of the Tribune, wanted to help inner city kids, and he created the Bozo Ball, and it has changed the landscape literally at Off the Street Club. And we're here to ask your viewers to consider joining us for this great event. It includes a carnival, great dinner, dancing, auctions, and every bit of that goes to help young people on the West Side who are trying to say no to gangs and drugs.
Well, as a perennial attendee at that, and usually sitting at the same table with Bozo, I've really appreciated over the years, and you get a chance to wear a tuxedo, which I kind of like.
Black tie, red nose.
And it's a wonderful event which raises a great deal of money for as worthy a cause as it could possibly be.
It really is, to be able to have that much fun and know that you're saving inner city children. I don't think it gets much better than that.
That's rolled foul past first off the bat of Sean Casey. Here's the information for the Bozo Ball. It's Saturday, May 1st at the beautiful Navy Pier here in Chicago. And there's the number to call, 773-883-3412 for more information. Over $4 million
That's
raised.
right.
Wow.
For Off the Street Club and WGN Children's Charities. And it's become one of Chicago's great traditions of charity and of compassion and caring for kids. A wonderful, wonderful. There's some of our kids from Off the Street Club, the kind of kids who this ball will help. So I really hope the viewers will try calling the number. They can call the great Diana Dionisio, who's so hardworking at WGN, who's coordinating this at 773-883-3412.
Great entertainment, too, I understand.
It is. J.T. Taylor of Kool and the Gang, the former lead voice of Kool and the Gang, will be rocking the house that night. So please join us. And there are just so many heroes to this, from Mary D., who needs no introduction, a Chicago legend, and our great friend John Vitanovic, and the people at the Chicago Tribune McCormick Foundation. It's just been a miracle for Off the Street Club.
And Ralph, the motto of the Off the Street Club is, once again,
if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And there are thousands of kids on the West Side living up to that. So we ask your viewers to come stand with them by joining us at the Bozo Ball on May 1st.
Adam Dunn lines that into right field for a base hit. Casey had to hold up. He will stop at second with one man out. And Ralph, I don't mean to speak for Steve, but both he and I are so honored that you've thought enough to invite us, and we will certainly be there. Delighted to help out, and again, we are sure our viewers will make their voices and their checkbooks heard by coming out to see on May 1st in Navy Pier.
Well, thank you, Chip. And some of my happiest memories are when your beloved dad, Harry, was in town. He always attended with Dutchie. So I know you guys are going to be maybe out of town.
Are we there? Are we out of town?
We're in St. Louis this year.
That's right.
But when you are in town, I know you'll be there.
Well, we'll make a hefty donation in our stead if that works for you. Okay.
God bless you.
Thanks,
Thank
Ralph.
you so
All the
much.
best to you and the Off the Street Club.
Thank
and
you,
it's
guys.
the Bozo Ball, May 1st, Saturday at Navy Pier here in downtown Chicago. Trouble brewing again in the Cincinnati third, 2 on, with one man out for Ryan Friel, the Cincinnati third baseman. And Sergio gets that over for a quick strike.
Friel hit the ball very hard last time up in the first inning, but lined it right at Walker. He's getting a lot more playing time than he thought, playing both center field and third base. Oh, thank you.
No balls and a strike to Friel. Cincinnati leads by a run. That's chopped toward the hole. Alex can't get it. Casey around third. They're going to wave him. Alou loads up. His throw to the plate is going to be late, and Cincinnati leads by a 3-1 score.
RBI number 2 for Friel. He was able to thread the seam between Ramirez and Gonzalez and just get that ball into left field. You know they're going to run on Moises Alou, whose throw was up the line, and even though Casey doesn't have good speed, he got a good jump, and his speed outruns the throw of Moises Alou. He takes a big wide turn. It could have gotten him thrown out at the plate. The throw is off target and a little late.
Willie Mopena, the hitter now. He walked and was forced out to end the Cincinnati first. Already 5 Reds hits. They lead by 2 now. Broken bat back up the middle. Walker dives, deflects it to shallow left center field. That'll score Dunn. Friel's going to stop at third. So Willie Mopena's first base hit of the year makes it a 4-1 Cincinnati game.
First base hit, first RBI. Larry Rothschild now going out to talk with Sergio Mitre. They want to see if it hit off his pitching hand. It does carry him off Walker, and it's been all red so far in this one.
So after the walk to Casey, Dunn, Friel, and Pena all have reached safely with a base hit. And now the catcher Corky Miller comes up. Again, Mitre needs a ground ball at somebody to get out of this third inning.
Well, the Cubs have had a lot of opportunities the first 2 innings, but got taken out of both innings with double plays. The bat goes one way, the ball goes up the middle, and Sergio probably gets hit off the pitching hand, and they just wanted to check to see if he's okay, and he is. with Miller an inviting double play target. I don't know if Dave Miley is a proponent of the bunt, but it's a good time to push it up the right side.
You do have the pitcher Harang, who's 1 for 24 now, though, waiting on deck.
Well, you'll score a run if you make a good enough bunt. They don't expect it. Everybody back in the infield. And it's not like you're setting it up for Harang. You want to make sure you don't hit into a double play and get taken out of the inning and leave that man at third.
Over but low, ball 2, 2-0 your count. Cubs and Reds playing little baseball so far today. Cincinnati with 5 singles, the Cubs with 3 singles on a windy day. Already 5 runs have come across, 10 hits in total in the game today.
Sergio has used a whopping total of 58 pitches with 1 out here in the third.
That's to the shortstop. 1 hop flip to Walker. He turns it. The Reds don't run. They do roll into the double play, and the bleeding stops at 2 more for the Reds. 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the third with the top of the Cub order coming up.
Pack the car. Pack the car. In the Harvard. In Harvard, yeah.
Dollar. Tonic.
Boston Tea. Patty.
I need $1 for a tonic.
Y'all want to get some chowder? Chowder.
The concert was wicked hardcore.
The concert was wicked hardcore.
Getting ready to go to Boston? Fly Southwest Airlines nonstop to nearby Providence or Manchester for just $79 each way.
You are now free to move about the country.
Nothing outperforms Mobil 1, now the official lubricant of NASCAR. At CarQuest, our people go above and beyond the call of duty to help the technician working on your car by supplying them with superior service and only quality auto parts. And with nearly 4,000 stores and over 130,000 CarQuest parts to choose from, we'll be there when you need us. CarQuest, the professional choice.
This portion of Chicago Cubs baseball on WGN is brought to you by the 4,000 CarQuest auto parts stores across America. You'll find it at CarQuest.
These 3 generations have something to fight for. Diamonds. Got a blast.
Diamonds. Saturday at 8 on Superstation WGN.
Birthday greetings all around, including to a big Cub fan, Eddie Burke, celebrating number 18 at the ballpark today. Eddie, happy birthday from your cousin Sandy and from everyone at WGN Sports. 59 pitches for Sergio Mitre through 3 innings, Steve, today.
I think Larry is telling him to, if you do try to get ahead, stay down with it. He's giving up a few too many line drives. He's actually fortunate to have gotten through the first 3, giving up just 4 runs, and there's a long way to go with the wind blowing out. You still have to like the Cub chances because they've got a lot more power in their lineup than do the Reds.
And now everybody's seen Harang once through the batting order. Let's see if they have better luck beginning here in the third. Todd Walker struck out in a brilliant changeup from Harang to open up the Cubs hitting in our first inning today. 4-1, Cincinnati the lead. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Griffey likes to play a fairly shallow center field with the wind blowing out. There's plenty of room to hit the ball over his head, but it's tough to do. He's a great center fielder.
Walker lines it to left field. Boy, watching him use all fields, it really is such a beautiful approach to hitting. You can see why he's been so successful throughout his career.
Well, he knows he's not a power hitter, and he knows that he has to use the whole field, and he's taking exactly what Harang is giving him. He throws the ball away, And instead of rolling over the top of it, he just stays with it and drives it into the hole and hits it into left field.
So Walker aboard in front of Corey Patterson, who doubled down the right field line his first time up. And that one well off target to the Cubs center fielder, Corey Patterson.
Well, Corey has become pretty much a pull hitter. So there's a very inviting hole on the right side for him to hit it through. Casey has good hands, but not much range at first.
One ball, one strike. That's the pitch that's given Corey some trouble in the early going this year.
Well, the advanced scouting report is throw the ball a little above letter high to Corey. If he lays off that pitch, he'll be a devastating hitter.
Foul back to the screen now. One ball, two strikes.
I said to Corey, how do you think that they try to work you? Because it's important for a hitter to know what the scouting report on him is. He said, I know it's soft stuff away and then come up with the fastball. So when I'm laying off those pitches, I hit real well. That's a lament for most hitters.
That one outguessed him.
Well, that's the soft stuff away after he set him up with fastballs, and he just couldn't pull the trigger. Good pitch by Harang. Good call by Corky Miller. And this one freezes Patterson.
Third strikeout. One away for Sammy, who walked his first time up.
You see the ball come over the plate, a strike. By the time Miller catches it, it's down and out of the zone, but that was a good pitch.
Wind freshening up here at Wrigley. Cincinnati leads by 3. And Harang jumps in front. 0-1 your count. Oh, you look at Harang, 6 feet 7 inches tall. You think he's going to throw the ball 100 miles an hour. He doesn't. But he's hit his spots real well.
What he's got to do with the fastball is push hitters back off the plate. Show them the fastball inside. Don't go inside for strikes. And then pitch away.
Like Paul Wilson did in Cincinnati.
Exactly right. Only Wilson then, the second time through, used the strike on the inside corner.
Miller smothers that. 2 balls and a strike to Sammy. This a day where the last at bat could come in handy on a windy day in Chicago.
Sammy Sosa's walked 8 times this year and leads the team in that department.
2-2. Two outs. His off-speed stuff is letter perfect so far today. Walker still at first. 2 away from Moises Alou.
He threw that curveball down and out of the zone. 2 pitches in a row in perfect spots.
Moises singled in the first inning today for the Cubs. Already 5 hits for the hometown team. And in each of the Cubs' 5 wins, they've tallied 10 hits or more. That's off the glove of Miller. No balls and a strike to Moises Alou. Swing and a drive, belted deep to left. Alou has hit a mammoth 2-run homer. I love watching that guy hit. I really do.
It's tough to sneak the ball by him inside because he's got such quick hands. And Harang finally got one that wasn't 6-8 inches inside. Tried to get it by him, and Moises hit it out. 4th home run. He leads the team with 10 driven in. That fastball was supposed to jam a Lou. He was able to bring his hands in, get the good part of the bat on the ball, and take it on to Waveland. That would have been a home run any day.
And it's a 1-run game now. 4-3 Cincinnati. Here in the Cubs half of the 3rd inning, Aramis Ramirez has knocked home 6 men on the homestand. He'll try to power one out and tie the game here, and he's ahead in the count 2-0.
And the trend for the Cubs continues among baseball's leaders in percentage of runs scored via the home run. This is a team built on power.
That one shot toward left center field as if on cue. Ramirez ties the game.
Once again, back-to-back. That's the 3rd time this year.
And an early indication of this offense, too, Steve. A lot of 2-out production.
Well, power's the name of the game for the Cubs. They've hit 18 home runs as a team. They've out-homered the Reds 18-7 in the early going. And if Harang is not careful, it's going to be a trifecta. Because with the wind blowing out, Lee is strong enough to hit it out in any part of the ballpark.
Derek rolled into a double play to end the Cub first. He was real upset that he couldn't elevate the baseball and give the Cubs another run last time. Now Miller out to calm down the young Cincinnati right-hander.
Well, he's seen that 3-run lead go bye-bye.
Welcome to Wrigley, Aaron.
How far did it fly for Southwest Airlines? 420 happy street feet. And the second one doesn't make it quite to the street, but equally effective. How far does it fly? 365 very happy line drive feet.
Wicked cut by Lee. I can't help but think back to 1998 when we'd get those Southwest Airlines camera shots with a mob of people out on Waveland Avenue, down Kenmore Street, watching Sammy Sosa hit those home runs here at Wrigley. And during the playoffs last year,
I was going to say, how about the playoffs?
Oh,
the amount of people lined up out there. And another dangerous pitch for Harang. If he gets it in the zone to Lee, it's going to be away. Let's see if he takes it that way.
Full count to Derek Lee. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We're going to have big crowds inside and outside the park all summer long, and that's wonderful to see. Cubs drew over 118,000 for the Pirates in a weekday early April series. And we'll draw more than 155,000 or so, you figure, for this 4-game set with Cincinnati. 3-2 to Lee. Good at bat continues for Derek.
It's standing room only today. And if you look around, you can see them standing in the corners. There they are.
Or as they've been affectionately called in this broadcast seat, standing room only seats. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
That's it.
Cubs have struck for 3 in the 3rd.
Any way to get into the ballpark and watch this real exciting team.
He's getting better and better looks at Harang, who again doesn't have enough power on that fastball to just blow it past people on a consistent basis. But they think he's going to be a mainstay of their rotation all year long. Do the Cincinnatians. And a big key for the Reds is just keeping their starting 5 healthy all year long. The 3-2 again. Finally got him with a breaking ball, and that'll retire the side. Harang strikes out 3 in the 3rd. The Cubs get 3 in the 3rd. 3rd time this year they've gone back-to-back with homers, and we're tied at 4.
At the Bud Light Institute, we're proud that our beer is made with all natural ingredients and is low in carbs. So few, in fact, it's easy to burn the carbs in one Bud Light. That's why we've created the Mini Treadmill 2010. Use your treadmill at home, on the town, even in the gym. And it stores conveniently away till you need to use it again. Order yours today. Fresh, smooth, real. Bud Light, it's all here.
For all John Deere owners, there's a moment. It happens before the exclusive Edge cutting system delivers its first superior cut. Before you've put its legendary durability to the test. Long before you benefit from the at-home support of a dedicated dealer. It's the moment. Faded blue touches bright yellow for the first time. Visit your John Deere retailer today and experience the moment for as little as $14.99. Find out which John Deere is right for you at your authorized retailer.
My cell phone bill is outrageous.
Mine too.
Who have you been talking to?
You. Who have you been talking to?
You.
You. You.
You.
You. You.
Hey.
Separate wireless plans costing you a fortune?
You.
Take your number to T-Mobile, where couples talk free.
Free?
Free.
Now, couples talk free. 2 lines, just $49.99.
T-Mobile. Get more.
I've tried Mother's, I've tried McGuire's. I could honestly say this is the best product I've used yet. I put it on and it was just like amazing. First time I've ever seen that much shine from a product. This is Turtle Wax? Really?
New Turtle Wax Platinum Series Ultra Gloss, the new standard in shine.
Hi, I'm Bob.
And I'm Charlie.
This lawn is a work of art. I use Scott Premium Grass Seed. Your inferior brands have weeds, but the seed that Scott has is the purest seed you can get. Healthy, lush, green. The lawn is only as good as the seed you start with.
The Cubs offense has brought Sergio Mitre back to a tie game. Well, in about 20 years maybe, but
yeah, not right now. I mean, I saw The Apprentice last night, and Sam had a briefcase with $250,000 in cash, and he said to Donald Trump, "I'll give this to you to hire me."
Swing and a miss, takes care of Harang. How about Bill Rancid? What a thrill for him.
It really is a Chicago guy getting a chance to work on a Chicago project. And I'll tell you how good our marketing department is. Just about simultaneous with the announcement, Joe Rios was on the phone trying to get him to Wrigley Field to preside over Take Me Out to the Ball Game, the 7th inning stretch, and hopefully he'll be able to do that.
And I think Donald Trump later this summer himself is going to come up.
That's going to be great. And you know, the reason why I'm a good analyst is looking ahead and knowing how to predict. I'm going to tell you he's going to wear a dark blue suit.
You know, that's probably true. Last time that Donald was here, he's running for president, you might recall.
Now he's running for the Billionaires Club.
I think he's got a better
chance.
He certainly has a leg up on the two of us. A ball and a strike to D'Angelo Jimenez. That's cut on and missed. Yeah, I guess Bill Rancid's going to build a 90-story building in downtown Chicago.
Well, as the Donald said, he's going to have a lot of help. He's going to have a lot of people to oversee his progress in that one.
One would think. Ball 2 to Jimenez. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Another Chicago notable in the press today. Our own Sharon Panazzo, the fine media relations director of the Chicago Cubs.
Well, the Sun-Times listed most powerful women in sports in Chicago, and Sharon Panazzo was number 3.
Ground ball to the right side. Lee can't get that. Jimenez on base for the 2nd time in 3 trips.
How about that? Nice honor for Sharon. This one sneaking through on the right side, hit in a perfect spot. Just barely getting it by Lee. There's Sharon. Boy, 2 more spots and she can get that foam finger. We're number one.
That's exactly right. So congratulations, Sharon. Nice work. Here's Castro, runner at first for the Reds. And Mitre. Breaking ball, Steve, appears to be sharpening up a bit, but he still hasn't been able to get the strike call on it.
Well, he's got to start getting it over the plate or he'll give up a few more, and the Cub offense has gotten him back into a tie game. He's looking for the ground ball. You want to stay away from the Griffey-Casey portion of this lineup.
Runner goes. Good jump. Broken bat roller to Lee at first. Mitre covers the bag. Good play. Jimenez at second. 2 outs for Ken Griffey Jr.
Well, Dave Miley decides that he has to stay out of the double play and bring Griffey and possibly Casey to bat. The best way to do that is a hit and run. And Castro does a great job because he throws his bat at the ball. That pitch was low and away. There was going to be a play at second. A great piece of execution by Castro. They get the out, but they do bring Griffey up.
So Mitre faces Griffey, who's walked and hit a broken bat bouncer back to Sergio on the mound today.
Dave Miley has spent 24 years with one organization, the Cincinnati Reds, and finally he's getting a chance to manage.
That's over but low. 1 ball, no strikes to Griffey. They have a new general manager in Cincinnati as well. And Miley with Dan O'Brien working together for the first time this year. Miley took over the second half of last year on an interim basis as Barrett, a nice bit of catching, knocks that ball down.
Well, I think it's nice when you've given the greater portion of your life to one organization to be able to manage it. This is a good play by Barrett. Doesn't let the ball get by him and keeps Jimenez at second base.
2-0 to Griffey. Game tied at 4 in the 4th. It's all 3. 3-0 your count.
I would think that he'd have the 3-0 green light. I would just as soon put him on first base.
Problem is you have Sean Casey waiting next, and he loves to hit in this ballpark.
That was as close as you can get to the intentional walk. They weren't going to give Griffey anything to hit.
4 walks for Mitre so far in the game, still tied at 4. And whether you're on the road for business or pleasure, friends, don't miss a minute of the action. Take your favorite team on the road and watch live games right from your computer. Sign up for MLB.TV at Cubs.com, where baseball is always on.
This is a tough out because Casey doesn't strike out all that much. So you got to get him out knowing he's going to make contact.
Well, if this Reds offense can stay healthy, and they're relatively healthy right now, with all the left-handed bats in the lineup, they really can cause a bullpen some problems late in the ball game, and that's probably the strength of this Reds team is their pitching staff. But they got some guys that can hit line drives and hit it out of the park, most notably Griffey and Dunn. From the left side.
I would think they'd be a tougher team to face as a right-hand pitcher than a left-hander. Now Barrett going out to talk with Mitre, who's pitched himself into a bit of a jam, and here comes Larry Rothschild. He's going to talk with him.
3rd visit for Larry in 4 innings so far today, but Mitre, despite some early game wildness, still in a 4-4 affair here.
Casey struck out just 58 times in 573 at bats last year, so you know he's going to get the bat on the ball. And now that you've fallen behind, you play right into his hands. He drove in 80 runs. He's not a real power hitter, but on a day like today, you don't have to have that much power to hit it out.
Both Mitre and Harang have thrown a lot of pitches so far today. And Casey ahead. 2 balls, no strikes.
And the Cubs in the middle of a prolonged stretch where they don't have an off day until the 29th of April. They don't want to decimate that bullpen too early in this one.
That one paints the corner. Nice pitch. 2 balls and a strike. Rolled foul. Sergio's even the count now at 2-2. Jimenez at second, Griffey at first with 2 outs. And now they'll be moving on a 3-2 pitch to Sean Casey. Here comes the 3-2. The runners go with 2 outs. Strike 3 call. Wow, Casey can't believe it, and he never argues. Casey called out on strikes. The biggest pitch of the ball game goes Mitre's way. Cubs are coming up tied in the bottom of the 4th. 4-4 your score. Look at this one.
Boy, the Cubs get a big break. That one is not only high, but it's outside. Mitre loves it from the Southwest Airlines Plainview camera. We'll take a look at the biggest break of the day for the Cubs.
An Army experiment turns a soldier into a walking nightmare. Who kills a man shall be put to death. No!
Sci-Fi Sunday at 9 Eastern.
It's Becker's greatest hits. Ow! You'll get romantic Becker.
Don't you dare. I forbid you to. No.
Caring Becker.
Some guy's gonna come in for this. You'll know him when you see him.
And charming Becker.
So what do you think I got? No regard whatsoever for your fellow man.
Only on Becker, 5 days a week.
Every weeknight at 11 Eastern on Superstation WGN.
Hi, I'm checking in. Hi, checking in. Checking in. Hi.
Good morning, sir. Checking in.
At Hotels.com, we check out a wide range of hotels, so you get exactly what you want in a hotel at the best price. Hotels.com. Best prices, best places, guaranteed.
There are 2 ways to look at skincare: the girl's way or the guy's way. Introducing Gillette Complete Facial Moisturizer, the first moisturizer made for men by the people who know a man's face best. It's simple, non-greasy, fragrance-free with SPF 15. Smoother, healthy-looking skin in 14 days or your money back. New Gillette Complete Moisturizer. This is not your girlfriend's moisturizer. This is Gillette, the best a man can get.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced nor retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs.
Cubs get the biggest break of the game. Casey rung up on a questionable strike 3 call.
Well, let's take a look at this one. Michael Barrett has to reach up and away. C.B. Buckner thought it was good enough. Dave Miley comes out to protect Sean Casey. Does a nice job of that, getting Casey out of the altercation, but then gets the heave-ho from C.B. Buckner. That has to be the first time this year that Miley has been asked to leave the game. So he'll watch the rest from the spacious confines of the visitors' clubhouse.
Michael Barrett, a 1-hopper to third. Ryan Friel picks it up. And Barrett is out number 1 here in our 4th inning. Well, I'm sure Yosh Kawano is going to take good care of Dave Miley down there. Yosh in his 62nd year with the Cubs in 2004.
He probably turned over the lineup card to Jerry Narron, who used to manage the Texas Rangers and now is the bench coach for Dave Miley. And there's a look at Jerry, who has suddenly inherited the reins.
And with the chin of Alex, ball 1. Gonzalez took a called 3rd strike in the Cubs' 2nd inning. Back-to-back homers for the Cubs in the 3rd, tied this game at 4, and that one shallowly hit into center. Ken Griffey Jr. with the one-handed grab puts that away. 2 up, 2 down for Sergio Mitre.
This is a kind of pitcher that opposing pitchers who can hit love to swing at. A guy that's not overpowering, doesn't have a particularly big breaking curve or slider. I would think Sergio would have a pretty good at bat. He bunted the first time up and wound up bunting into a double play.
Michael Barrett tried to go from 1st to 3rd on the sacrifice, and the Reds ran him down. A strike to Mitre. begins his 4th inning at bat. That foursome we just showed you in the bleachers, those letters might stand for "Could you buy sunscreen, please?" They were roasting out there. Hot day in the bleachers today. It feels like the middle of the summer. Down on strikes goes Mitre. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs in the 4th. Good ball game at Wrigley. 4-4 your score.
A short time ago, this woman was limited by her mobility. A month ago, this man wasn't even able to get around his house. These are people who chose mobility, and they chose the scooter store. If you're living with limited mobility, call the scooter store today. I guarantee no other company will work hard to make you mobile. If we pre-qualify you for a new scooter or power chair and Medicare denies your claim, the scooter store allows you to keep your scooter or power chair at no cost. That's the scooter store guarantee.
I expected they'd help me file some paperwork with Medicare and my insurance. I never expected them to be so nice or to work so hard to get me a power chair at no cost to me.
You don't qualify for Medicare? No problem. We'll work with your insurance company, even help with financing. If there's a way, we'll find it.
Call the scooter store for free information today.
Call 1-800-203-8282 for free information. That number again is 1-800-203-8282.
Nothing outperforms Mobil 1, now the official lubricant of NASCAR.
There's just no limit to the great things And brings together. And now that includes an unlimited array of unlimited calling plans from AT&T. And can take you wherever you want to go, right from your home phone. Come together with And from AT&T.
We're back at Wrigley. It's time now for our Budweiser Game Time Fan Cam. Beware Adam Dunn, who leads off the Cincinnati 5th. He's hit 4 home runs this season.
Well, they've all been solo shots, and that's what scares you because he's a dead pull hitter. You'd just as soon keep the ball away from him.
That one backs him off the plate for a moment. 1 ball, 1 strike is your count to Reds left fielder Adam Dunn.
They've got the infield shift on him with 3 infielders to the right of second base.
Ball too high.
This guy's got a perfect home run hitter's stroke. It's an uppercut swing. He's 6'6", a very big man with just tremendous power.
He hits it toward the shift and still gets it through. Alex Gonzalez couldn't come up with it. And Dunn's aboard with his 2nd straight hit. That's pretty amazing. Cubs have 3 infielders on the right side. And Dunn hits the ball so hard he still gets it into the outfield and leads off the 5th inning for Cincinnati.
You see the shift? And they still can't contain him. So a couple of hits today.
Here's Friel. He has an RBI single today. That came back in the Cincinnati 3rd inning of play. They scored 2 in the 1st, 2 in the 3rd. The Cubs got 1 in the 1st, 3 runs in the 3rd. All of those came with 2 outs.
Friel gives them a lot of versatility because if you can play every infield position and every outfield position, you become a very valuable man. He wasn't ticketed to be a starter.
With Brandon Larson getting hurt, Friel got the chance with a terrific spring.
And opening day was in center field when Griffey had a leg problem.
Friel doesn't have a lot of power, but 2 notable home runs already in his career. His first major league home run came against Randy Johnson. His second came against Billy Wagner. Where was that? 1 ball, no strikes. Mitre wondering, as is Barrett.
It's a pretty good fastball. Maybe a makeup for the Casey call, because you can see from that angle that it came over above the knee level.
Fly ball hit toward left. Moises makes the running catch. Friel's retired. Willie Mopena's walked, singled, and driven in a run. And he bats with Dunn at first and 1 man down. Kerry Wood will take the ball for the Cubs tomorrow. Corey Lytle expected to pitch for Cincinnati. Again, we're on the air at 1 o'clock from beautiful Wrigley Field in Chicago. Great weather expected. Maybe a little rainy on Sunday. The Reds will be over on Monday. Then we head to Pittsburgh Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights. That one sweeps away. Barrett moves to his right nicely and smothers that. 1-0 your count. Houston's at home tonight. They'll take on Milwaukee. If Bert Hooton's watching the game this afternoon, happy anniversary, Bert. 1972, you know, hit the Phillies 5-0. You might recall that. That happened on this day in baseball history.
The Astros this year have 3 of the top 4 hitters with runners in scoring position in the National League. So they're hitting just about everything in sight. It's going to be a good race between the Astros, Cubs, and Cardinals.
They score the most runs, have the Astros, 66 of them. Conversely, the Expos have scored 10 runs in 9 games.
But they've been hitting in tough luck. John Riedling throwing in the pen. 10 runs.
10.
Usually you don't have a real good record when you spread them out over 9 games.
Well, the Marlins just shut them out 3 straight down in San Juan.
Yeah, but that was with the heavy air.
That's true. You gotta always keep that in mind. Roy Oswalt and Doug Davis will toil tonight. By the way, Andy Pettitte started to play catch. If he has no problems with the elbow, he is expected to start throwing off the mound later on today for the Astros.
Well, Mark Pryor, if you missed it, threw off the mound today, and that's a good sign.
Doubled his work total. 20 pitches. Apparently felt no discomfort, no problems at all. So slowly but surely, Mark Pryor seemingly rounding into shape for Larry Rothschild and the Cubs.
Mark Bresolana got good news. Apparently that slight tear is healing more quickly than they thought. So hopefully when he's ready to come back, he will, because he was red hot when he went on the disabled list.
A ball and 2 strikes to Pena. Runner at first for the Reds. Tie game at 4. And Mitre misses high at 2-2. Cardinals host the Rockies tonight. Cardinals are 1-6 at home. They'll send their stopper, though, Matt Morris, to the mound. St. Louis smarting after the Astros swept them and outscored them 26-9 at Busch Stadium. 2-2 pitch. Line toward third. Oh, what a pickup. Ramirez, the throw to second in time. That's twice today. Ramirez has picked it cleanly over at the hot corner. Some kind of play for out number 2.
Well, he had problems at times last year with the glove, but none this year. He's been spectacular at third base. This looked like a base hit, possibly a double. And fortunately, Walker gets out of the way of a sliding Dunn, who came in like a freight train at second base. No thought of a double play, just thought of preserving life and limb. What a great play by Aramis Ramirez.
That'll bring up Corky Miller. Red bullpen is busy with the pitcher due next. Miller jammed, fouls that toward third. Strike 1 to the Cincinnati catcher.
A couple of new coaches on the base paths. Mark Berry, the coach at third. Randy Whistler, the coach at first.
No balls and a strike. Cubs will have the top of the order up in their half of the 5th inning. Let's see if Mitre can close the door here and qualify for a win today. Tough day to pitch. for any hurler.
And both of these pitchers have used a lot of pitches thus far.
Nothing in 2 to Corky Miller. Nothing in 3 to Corky Miller. Mitre strikes out his 5th man and turns it over to the Cub offense in a tie game in the 5th inning.
Very nice.
Like all light beers, it's low in carbs. Unlike any other light beer, it's got the great taste of Bud Light. What we have here is a failure to compromise. Fresh, smooth, real. It's all here.
Roundup knocks out weeds in 24 hours. The leading imitator doesn't. Roundup Fast Act Foam knocks out weeds in 24 hours.
Can I tell you a secret? My man takes Levitra. Let's just say he notices a difference in the experience. Like, we should do this more often difference. And why Levitra? Levitra helps improve erectile quality for men with ED. For my guy, Levitra works fast. And it gives him the quality response that he wants, time and again. It's why he counts on Levitra.
Levitra is only for men healthy enough for sexual activity. Do not take Levitra if you take nitrates for chest pains or alpha blockers for prostate problems or high blood pressure, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects may include headache, flushing, and stuffy or runny nose. In the rare case an erection lasts for more than 4 hours, seek immediate medical attention.
My man takes Levitra. It's about the quality. And for him, Levitra works. Just look at that smile. Talk to your doctor today. Levitra. Quality when it counts.
Action that's out of this world. Superstation WGN.
Cubs baseball on WGN is brought to you by Bud Light. Fresh, smooth, real. It's all here. Bud Light. Well, let's see, Steve, if the Cubs offense can get some good looks at Aaron Harang here. 3rd time through the order, and the top of the order coming up in a 4-4 game.
You would think that would be it for Mitre, who's throwing a whole lot of pitches. The bullpen up and going.
Walker 1 for 2. He scored ahead of an Alou home run last time he came up in the Cub 3rd inning.
Michael Wirtz in the bullpen. He's been a very busy man.
Wirtz came in yesterday and gave up a couple of runs.
He's made 6 appearances already.
One ball, 2 strikes to Todd Walker. He looks at that ball, skip up there to even up the count at 2-2.
Cincinnati bullpen up in case Harang has any problems with the top of the order.
Coming inside on a 2-2. And it missed badly. Full count with Corey Patterson waiting on deck. 15 hits already in the game. 8 runs have scored. We've seen 11 strikeouts. We've seen 5 walks.
Well, early in this season, the Reds have a team ERA of 2.79. That's a radical departure from the team of last year. They have the highest team ERA in their history, a team ERA of 5.09.
3-2. Ball 4. Good start to the Cub 5th. And why are the Reds in first place in the Central? They're 2nd in ERA. They're 5th in defense. And they've done that, Steve, with not a whole lot of consistent offense yet this season.
This is a team that has always found it real hard to stay healthy. They lost their entire outfield last year.
Let's see what Corey Patterson can do now. He tries to bunt, pops it up. Friel gives chase, dives in front of the camera well, and hangs on. Walker tags and moves to second. Heads up play, and a great play over at third by Friel. Wow.
Well, that's on everybody's highlight reel, because talk about no regard for life or limb. He made a dive knowing that he would wind up on the track and bang into the fence, coming right at you at home. You see the gravel track. What an outstanding play, and a heads-up base running play by Todd Walker. I think he might have gotten tagged in the face on that one. Friel came away relatively unscathed, and at the end he gets a face burger for his efforts, but he's safe at second.
Boy, the play at third base today for both Aramis Ramirez and Ryan Friel has been stellar.
Well, Patterson has tried to bunt a couple of times this year, both times popping the ball up. He's got to learn to stay around a little bit longer. He's dropping the head of the bat. He keeps popping the ball straight up. And Friel shows you why the Reds really like him. He plays full-out hustle regardless of where they put him, and that was a spectacular play.
We'll see how big Walker's play looms in this ball game. He's at second now with Sosa up and Alou on deck. 1 ball, no strikes to Sammy, who's walked and struck out today. You figure he's starting to dial in harangue right about now. Fly ball center field, pretty deep. Griffey going back, still going back on the track, hauls it in. Walker again will tag. He'll move to third. Reds fumble the relay. Now Walker's coming home, and he's out by plenty. That's twice today the Cubs have tried to take an extra base, and twice the Cincinnati Reds have spoiled the plans. Not very good base running here.
Well, I think Wendell might have felt that the relay man was going to go blind on the play, but it didn't work out that way, and he's out by 30 feet.
4-4 after 5.
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines from Chicago Midway to select cities in the Midwest for just $34 when you purchase by April 26th.
You are now free to move about the country.
For all John Deere owners, there's a moment. It happens before the exclusive Edge cutting system delivers its first superior cut. Before you've put its legendary durability to the test. Long before you benefit from the at-home support of a dedicated dealer. It's the moment. Faded blue touches bright yellow for the first time. Visit your John Deere retailer today and experience the moment for as little as $14.99. Find out which John Deere is right for you at your authorized retailer.
If a relaxing moment turns into the right moment, will you be ready? Introducing Cialis, the first tablet for erectile dysfunction that gives you up to 36 hours to choose the moment that's right for you and your partner. New Cialis goes to work fast and can work for up to 36 hours. Cialis is not for everyone. If you take nitrates for chest pain or certain alpha blockers for prostate problems or high blood pressure, do not take Cialis. Such combinations could cause a sudden unsafe drop in blood pressure. Don't drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. The most common side effects were headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. Erections lasting longer than 4 hours, though rare, require immediate medical help. Discuss your health status with your doctor to ensure Cialis is right for you and you are healthy enough for sexual activity. Ask your doctor if a free sample of prescription Cialis is right for you. 36-hour Cialis. When the moment is right, will you be ready?
Third double play of the day for the Cubs, the second unconventional double play for the Cubs on the day.
Well, Walker held up here. Once you hold up, you can't start him again. And he got the go-ahead and was out by plenty. In fact, Miller has the ball so far in advance and came out to meet Walker that really there was nothing for him to do. So with Alou and Ramirez looming, I think you have to pick your spots a little bit better, and the Cubs have run themselves out of a couple innings, and it's Wirtz against Larkin.
Wirtz appearing for the 7th time this year. Barry Larkin, as we told you in the pregame show, able to pinch hit today. He's been bothered with a sore forearm. He might be ready to go tomorrow. And you know about the long and illustrious career of Barry Larkin. Every day in the Cincinnati organization, and this in all likelihood his final season as the Cincinnati Red.
93 pitches for Mitre. So he had a full day's work in 5 innings. And he will leave this one with a no decision.
Arang also out of the game with 4 earned runs allowed in 5 innings, and Larkin rips it into right center field for a leadoff Cincinnati hit. Before the top of the Reds order comes up in a tie game, let us pause for station identification.
You're watching Superstation WGN, your home for your favorite sports.
Here's D'Angelo Jimenez. He's 2 out of 3. Ball 1 to Jimenez from Michael Wirtz.
Here's another situation for a hit and run. Larkin, although he doesn't run like he used to, still runs pretty well. And they might figure Jimenez will make contact if they send him.
No movement at first. That ball in the dirt. 2-0 your count. Miller family from Arizona is here. The Derdzinski family enjoying the ball game too. They'll be moving to Bethesda, Maryland, catching an early season Cub game here. And they've seen a good one. 4-4 to this point. High towering fly ball deep to right. Sammy back to the well. Goodbye. D'Angelo Jimenez has hit a 2-run home run to put Cincinnati in front.
That's his first home run of the year, but his 3rd hit today. And he's proven in this young season to be a real thorn in the side of the Cubs. And now the 2 base running blunders on the part of the Cubs loom large as the Reds take a 2-run lead. That fastball up and out over the plate, and Wirtz's bread and butter is going to be the sinker. If he gets the ball up, he's got some problems because he's less than overpowering.
So Jimenez, his last home run was against the Cubs last September. His first of this season against the Cubs in mid-April. Here's Castro. He's 1 for 3. Reds lead it 6-4. And a little pop, shallow right center. Walker going out. He can't get there, nor can Patterson. 3 straight hits have greeted Mike Wirtz, who again is appearing in the 7th game already this season.
Corey misread that ball off the bat. He broke back, and it was that 1.5 steps or so that cost him any chance to get that one. Walker had no chance with the wind taking it away from him. Now Dusty Baker coming out. We'll watch it again. Just a late start. Corey playing deep, can't get it. And 3 hits in a row. So Dusty trying to settle Wirtz down. A sinker baller giving up 3 straight hits in the air does not bode well heading to the middle of the order.
And that means Ken Griffey Jr., who's walked twice and tapped back to the mound. No decision for Sergio Mitre today. 4 earned runs, 8 hits, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts in 5 innings. And now here's Griffey. 2 homers, 5 driven in. And a ball high, 1-0 your count.
They've got the same shift for Griffey now that they had for Dunn. So the pivot man on the double play is probably going to be Ramirez.
One ball, 1 strike. Snap throw toward first. Lee can't handle that. That's into right field and into the Cincinnati bullpen. Castro around second. He'll make it to third without a play.
It's going to go as an error on Michael Barrett. He tries to go behind Griffey and bounces the ball well in front of Lee. So as the ball rattles around in the bullpen, Castro goes all the way to third.
Two balls and a strike now to Griffey. Cubs have to bring the infield in. Down 2. Home run cut and fouls it back.
Looks like Todd Wellmeyer throwing in the bullpen.
Yeah, maybe for the Reds today will be the day that Todd Van Poppel finally sees some work. The Cincinnati team's carrying 12 pitchers, and here they are in their 9th game. Van Poppel has yet to throw a pitch in regulation.
They haven't gotten in the right situation quite yet.
2-2. Griffey sends a shot left center field. Forget about that. That's way out of the ballpark. Wirtz is getting shelled, folks. That's a second 2-run homer he's allowed. Big 4-run 6th as Griffey goes the other way. It's 8-4 Cincinnati.
Now the sign you saw from Dusty Baker was somebody go talk to him because we got to kill a little more time until Wellmeyer is ready. So we'll see who comes out, and it's going to be Barrett. He's going to spend as much time as he can on the mound as Wellmeyer has just gotten loose. Griffey just got loose with his 3rd home run. He's driven in 7. And so for a team that doesn't score a lot of runs via the home run, they've scored 4 via the home run here in the 6th inning.
484 of them now for Ken Griffey Jr. He'll get, assuming he stays healthy, into the low 500 home run total before it's all said and done.
And look, it's a strange situation with Griffey. He's still owed $66 million by the Reds, and yet they're trying to build a fan base, and this team is off to a great start. They can't think of moving Griffey because the fans probably wouldn't be real happy as long as this team is rolling along. So the longer they stay in it, the more they would want to keep Griffey. If they fall out of it, that's when there's probably going to be a few teams, if Griffey stays healthy, that would love to have him in center field and hitting in the middle of their lineup. So it's almost a catch-22 for the Cincinnati Reds.
Sean Casey hitting .406. Flies that toward left. Long run, Alou. He'll make the play. Everything though up from Wirtz. Another fly ball. This one caught for the first out of our 6th inning.
A sinker baller getting the fastball consistently up means that ERA is going to start to climb.
4 runs across for the Reds in the 6th. Here's Dunn, 2 for 3 with a run scored. That's off the plate.
For Michael Wirtz, who came in with an ERA of 5.68. His 7th performance is going to massage that a bit.
2-0 your count. We look a couple booths down to our left and we see the Hall of Fame voice of the Reds, Marty Brennaman, here. Another honor might be coming his way this November. He's a nominee for the Radio Hall of Fame. A lot of luminaries in our business have earned that honor. I'm sure Marty delighted to be nominated to join the ranks of Mel Allen, Red Barber, Jack Brickhouse, Bob Uecker, Jack Buck, Ernie Harwell, Vince Scully, and my grandfather Harry Carey. So many happy returns to Marty. Hope that honor comes his way. Delightful fellow. 3 balls and a strike to Dunn.
I would think that would be it for Michael Wirtz. We'll see if Wellmeyer is ready, and here comes Dusty. There goes Michael.
Wirtz goes 1/3 of an inning. 4 hits, 4 runs, 2 homers, and a walk. Arm might be a little weary at this point in the young season. This is the 10th Cub game, and he's on for the 7th time. Todd Wellmeyer relieves him in the 6th. Cincinnati has built a 4-run lead here at Wrigley Field.
To cure athlete's foot, you've got to be fast on your feet. And nothing lets you treat faster than Lamisil AT. Lamisil AT cures athlete's foot with just 1 week's use. Not even a prescription can beat that. If you use Tinactin or Lotrimin AF, you'll be treating for 4 long weeks. Who's gonna do that? When your feet itch and burn, using Lamisil AT 1 week is proven to kill the fungus and keep you athlete's foot free for 3 months. Lamisil AT. There's no better way to cure athlete's foot.
Can I tell you a secret? My man takes Levitra. Let's just say he notices a difference in the experience. Like, we should do this more often difference. And why Levitra? Levitra helps improve erectile quality for men with ED. For my guy, Levitra works fast. And it gives him the quality response that he wants, time and again. It's why he counts on Levitra.
Levitra is only for men healthy enough for sexual activity. Do not take Levitra if you take nitrates for chest pains or alpha blockers for prostate problems or high blood pressure, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects may include headache, flushing, and stuffy or runny nose. In the rare case an erection lasts for more than 4 hours, seek immediate medical attention.
My man takes Levitra. It's about the quality. And for him, Levitra works. Just look at that smile. Talk to your doctor today. Levitra. Quality when it counts.
Time to have a ball with our Illinois Lottery moment. The Illinois Lottery celebrating their 30th anniversary. Joe Rios, Jay Blunk, John McDonough, and the rest of the Cubs marketing department present Greg Maddux with a souvenir replica of his 1992 Cubs jersey. And a bunt try by Ryan Friel is fouled at the plate. Strike one as Todd Wellmeyer greets the Reds in the 6th inning.
Tough day for Michael Wirtz, who couldn't get the ball down, and the Reds put 4 on the board, and this inning isn't over yet. There's the numbers on Wellmeyer. He's thrown very well, although the control hasn't been what he'd like. Pretty good idea by Friel, who has real good speed, trying to bunt his way on. He's got that bandaged up right arm where he made that diving catch. Ran into the fence right by the dugout.
No balls and a strike, instead to first base. Well, the Cubs find themselves now heading to the late innings in a spot you don't want to be against the Reds, having to score against their bullpen. Real tough to do on a consistent basis as Todd misses low and away, a ball and a strike.
It's such a lively day at the ballpark, though, with the wind blowing out of the south, meaning it's straight out, that no lead is safe. Bullpen ERA for the Florida Marlins remarkable. For the Reds, excellent at 2.05.
And it went up with 4 runs allowed yesterday against the Phillies. That's the only reason they don't have a better ERA than Florida. 1-1 count to Ryan Friel, and time called at the plate.
Wellmeyer taking a long time, trying to freeze Adam Dunn.
Marlins are in action tonight in Atlanta. Darren Oliver will try to extend the Marlins' scoreless pitching string. It's 30 consecutive innings. And congratulations to Hee-Seop Choi, the former Cub. Stoney off to a good start. He's hit 5 home runs already for the Marlin team.
Well, he's making the most of his hits. He has 6 hits. 5 of them have left the ballpark. And now Chuck Merriweather has gone into the Cub dugout. And right now they're going to play with 3 umpires. And if he stays there, the umpires are going to have to rotate.
1-2. Foul back and out of play to Friel. I think Cub fans probably feel the same way Merriweather feels right about now.
And I've seen enough of this inning. He's decided to take a break.
1 ball, 2 strikes. 8-4 Cincinnati. 2 long home runs. Pulled toward third. That's into the left field corner. Dunn around second. He'll motor on to third. Alou fields cleanly. Friel hustles into second with a 1-out double.
And they had this shift, so C.B. Buckner, the home plate umpire, had to go to third if there was going to be a play. And that meant that Eric Cooper, the first base umpire, had to shift to the plate. The umpires did it real well. Of course, they practice things like this, and all you ask of an umpiring crew is shift into position, and this umpiring crew did it very well. The double down the line, and the Reds continue to pound away, and now they're going to intentionally walk Willie Mo Pena.
That'll set up a double play with Corky Miller coming up.
Well, I would think it would be just about time for a minor league report. Of course, then again, that's just me. There's a look at Corky.
There's a look at ball 4, and here's a look at the Cubs minor league report.
Glendon Rush was spectacular. 1 hit in 6 innings. David Kelton with a home run at AAA. And Brian Corey with the save. That was all at the Iowa Cubs. They're in 2nd place. A scant 2 games out of 1st. Of course, they've only played 8.
They take on the Astros AAA team, New Orleans, later on today. West Tennessee had the day off. They're 3-3. Daytona off to a slow start. They're 1-7 in Florida State League action.
Yeah, but look at my beloved Lugnuts.
They are rolling. 5-2 are the Lugnuts, just a game out of 1st place. Neither Boise nor Mesa have yet started their minor league play. 1-0 to Corky Miller.
Well, that was a real good fake to 3rd, but Derek Lee was well off the bag at 1st.
One ball, no strikes. Bags full of Reds.
Harry Larkin, who led off this inning as a pinch hitter in the on-deck circle, and barring a double play, which ended the 3rd inning off the bat of Miller, Larkin will come to bat again.
Late strike 2 called to Miller. 1-2. Did he offer? He did not. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Giants host the Dodgers tonight. The long anticipated return of Jason Schmidt will take place for San Francisco today. Dallas Perez will pitch for the Dodgers, who are seeing Sean Green hit like he did a couple of years ago. Green went 7 for 10 against the Padres and scored 7 runs. And if Green continues to hit, that Dodger offense, which was so anemic last year, should be in pretty good shape. Los Angeles has won 6 of their first 9 games on the campaign.
And they lead the West.
You know, the guy at the end is going to be in pretty good shape. Gagne 65 for 65 in saves.
Well, that's a huge weapon to have.
Man.
An automatic closer of the game.
3-2 with 1 out. And Wellmeyer walks in a run.
Well, this particular inning isn't going very well.
This has been great. Close the book on Wirtz. He allows 5. And 1/3 of an inning. Friel to 3rd, Pena to 2nd, Miller to 1st. Give him his first RBI.
And Chuck Merriweather had a pretty good idea leaving the field and going into the clubhouse.
You think we can go down and sit with Chuck Merriweather the rest of this inning?
I said it was a very nice idea.
It's really been great.
Larkin gets to hit again. Hopefully this is the last time we'll see him this inning.
He led it off with a single. Scored ahead of the Jimenez homer. Then Castro single. Took 3rd on an error. Griffey pounded a ball into the bleachers in left center. Now a bases loaded walk is scored done, and the Reds aren't finished yet. 1-2 to the Cincinnati captain.
The Cincinnati team came in 3rd from the bottom in offense, but today they've hit everything in sight. They've been helped out by a few too many bases on balls.
Two balls, 2 strikes. That's out of play. Understand former Cub Joe Carter's just gotten off the golf course.
I was going to have to say it had to be the golf course.
Watching our game today, I'm sure Joe really misses being in the booth on afternoons like this.
And rain delays.
Yes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Popped up right side, long run. Sammy in the corner. Has no play. Big Cub fan, Joel and Max Glass enjoying the game down in Central Florida today. Hasn't gone well for the Cubs. 9-4 in the 6th. 2-2. Second out of the inning. Jimenez to bat with the bags full. Before he does, we'll step aside quickly and tell you what's coming up on WGN.
Altered DNA gave them super abilities, but the forces of evil gave them the will to fight. Watch Mutant X, part of the Sci-Fi Sunday lineup, Sunday at 7 Eastern on Superstation WGN.
Here's Jimenez, a 2-run homer, started the Cincinnati attack.
Well, he gets to tie a record held by many. 2 home runs in the same inning. I can't believe anybody would hit 3 in the same inning
without getting knocked down. 1 ball, no strikes. That one evens it up at 1-1.
Well, the Cub offense, which is high powered, has some time to come back. They're going to have to come back against a pretty good bullpen. But with the wind blowing straight out, no lead is safe.
Did it go? Apparently not.
Well, you'd like to appeal to third, but with Chuck Merriweather in the clubhouse, they had to appeal to Mike Riley, and he says no. Apparently they appealed to Mark Berry, the third base coach.
And he's definitely going to say no swing. Fly ball left center field. Moises and Patterson converge, and the bleeding finally stops. That was ugly, folks. 5 runs come in for Cincinnati. They hit 2 out of the ballpark, and they've taken a 5-run lead into the bottom of the 6th.
Chicago Cubs baseball is brought to you by Pepsi. It's the Cola.
Hi, you guys. Wiener World. What's going on? Yeah. Wiener World. No? Hi, guys.
All I can say is that my life is pretty plain. I like watching the puddles gathering.
Hot dogs love Pepsi. Pepsi loves hot dogs. Pepsi. It's the Cola.
Get ready to use your imagination at Rosemont Theater April 22nd through the 25th. Tickets are on sale now at the box office and all Ticketmaster locations.
My lawn is really by pride and joy. I know it's weed-free. I know it's dandelion-free. I do it by using Scott's Turf Builder Plus 2. The light granule sticks to that wet leaf much easier than a heavy granule, which would fall off. It doesn't stick. It just doesn't work. I think it's the greatest product ever made.
Foot odor. Now there's a whole new way to fight it. Only Odor Eaters has new Zorbitex technology to absorb 110% of its weight in sweat and destroy odor on contact. The most powerful Odor Eaters foot powder ever.
Wait. Hey, babe, this is Daddy's, okay? This is my blizzard. No, this is Daddy's cheesecake cookie. This is not for babies. Stop. Yeah. See? That's why I'm Daddy.
The Cheesequake Blizzard treats from Dairy Queen in strawberry, toffee, and Oreo cookie with rich chunks of real cheesecake. They're worth fighting for. DQ. Something different.
You got kids?
The Sox and D-Rays swing in the Florida sun. White Sox Devil Rays, Sunday at 1 Eastern on Superstation WGN.
Don't pass up your chance to experience a Cubs game from one of the official rooftop partners across the street from Wrigley Field. For more information, visit www.ballparkrooftops.com. Beautiful day to catch a game from up there today. 13 hits, though, for the Reds. They've scored 9 times. And in the 6th inning, Moises Alou, Aramis Ramirez, and Derek Lee will face John Wrigley.
Riedling on for the 5th time. He is yet to allow anything. That will probably end today.
But it's tough to come back on this Cincinnati bullpen, Steve, and as we've seen for so many years at Wrigley, tough to come back this time of day. Look at where the shadows are as we move on into the late afternoon.
I think you've got another inning of visibility.
A rocket to left. Will that stay in the park? It'll hit off the base of the wall. Moises Alou gallops into second. There's a good start. Leadoff double.
Cubs are going to come back at Riedling, and the visibility is still real good for about another half inning. So this would be a good inning to peck away at this lead. That fastball right down the middle and up, and Moises a triple away from the cycle as he drives this ball against what will be the ivy.
So he and Aramis Ramirez are a perfect 5 for 5. Alou stands at second for the Cub third baseman, who's had one of his best days in a Cub uniform. He's picked the ball beautifully twice over at third base. He singled, homered, and knocked in 2. Wow, Chuck Merriweather apparently about a food poisoning. That's why he had to leave the game. So the umpires down a man in the 6th. Another shot to left. That's going to score a run. Alou can crawl home. Ramirez 3 for 3. He's on his way to second, and the Cubs down 9-5.
Well, Moises singled in the 1st, and then Ramirez singled. Then Moises hit a 2-run homer in the 3rd, and then Ramirez hit a homer. Moises leads off with a double, and then Ramirez doubles him home, and he's driven in a run with every at bat. So Riedling's ERA in short order is an ERA. It came in at nothing, and 2 hitters later it's starting to climb, and the Cubs are starting to climb back into this one.
Derek Lee looking to make some solid contact here. He's hitting a double play and struck out. 9-5. Wind blowing out, as you know. No lead safe. Kent Merker is up in the Cub bullpen as we head to the bottom half of the lineup card. Pulled foul past Wendell Kim. 0-2 to the big Cub first baseman.
Here's a look at Kent. The boys in the middle today have been pretty impressive. 6 for 6 with 5 runs driven home, and both a triple away from the cycle.
2 strikes to Lee. He stays alive. It's a long shot for as he almost got hit by the foul pop coming back.
I think he did get hit. That one bounced high off the screen and then plunked him, and he's going, it's tough enough, I got to avoid the pitcher, but on the bounce back, I think it went off his helmet.
They don't call it the friendly confines for nothing, Derek.
Yeah, you got to be heads up all the time. You can't turn your back for a minute like bullfighting.
Ooh, that didn't miss by much. 1 ball, 2 strike. Bullfighting.
Yeah, I was, you know, in my youth.
I know the bull part. You're an expert at this.
In my youth, that's what I used to do in my spare time.
A stevedore you were.
Never turned my back on the bull.
1 and 2. That's in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Fans are going to be treated to an offensive extravaganza before this one is over.
And before the weekend's over. It's going to be warm till Monday. 2-2. Got him swinging. Riedling gets his first man In the 6th inning, Ramirez still at second. 1 out now for Cub catcher Michael Barrett.
Well, it's been a real tough day for Barrett so far, but this could be a redeemer. That fastball thrown by Lee. Barrett on a bad base running play get doubled off. He's made a throwing error. But you hit the ball hard here and you forget about all those other things.
0-1 your count.
We'll add in the passed ball later, but he's been off to a red hot start with the bat. He had a couple of home runs yesterday.
Driven toward right. Pena battling the sun. Makes the play. No tag at second. 2 men out.